Okay, we're just going to talk real quickly about how to make adjustments to a Chromie photo. So let's say you took this photo of a cat, which is all any of us really want to do is adjust photos of the cat, right? So it's dark. It was probably at night. There wasn't a good light on this thing, and so the question is, how do I sort of fix this or make it a little bit better? One of the easy things you can do is you can go in here to the adjustments sort of palette here. So remember, these are the tools, these are the menus are up above, and then these are the palettes here. So let's just grab this one, and we can just go to brightness and contrast, obviously, and just yank this thing over, and we can adjust the contrast on that and brightness and try to adjust it a little bit, right? So that can be one easy way to try to fix an image. Another way to do it would just be to click the auto button, which is just going to automatically try to balance out the colors for us. This isn't not a terrible way to do it, but for this particular image it may not quite be the best. It's sort of like the dumbest, least sort of subtle way to do this thing, if that makes sense. So not always bad, but probably not our best choice. If you look at your layers palette, you'll notice that it's giving you an adjustment layer here. So if you do something like this and you decide you don't like it, drag it down to the garbage can here and delete it, and it'll get us back to normal. So let's go back up here. We have all these options, right? We have levels, we have curves, we have exposure, vibrance. We have all these different things that you can do to your image, and it's just going to apply this to whatever layers are underneath the adjustment layer. So let's go to levels first and just check on that. So levels is a great tool, just especially if you want to make sure something is really, really white. So if you adjust the tones in between. So let's say we want our cat's fur to be really, really white. You grab the white eyedropper tool here and find the whitest part on your photo, and you'll notice how it really punched that up and brought our, like, this is the whitest, the highest point now. So that's going to be your whitest sort of pixel in the picture, and then you can actually adjust the images in between, and this is the gray area in between here. And then let's say you want to make, like, I don't know, the cat's eye the darkest, blackest thing. You can click on that, and now we've kind of adjusted our colors to the point where you know, we can go in here and adjust the gray points in between, and that'll give you like the best range of values for that particular object between dark and light, with the gray kind of the middle tones in there. If you look at our histogram over here, this has got all kinds of problems in it because we've kind of bottomed out the histogram down here as it goes along. We have kind of killed off a lot of the subtlety in the picture. Obviously our biggest problem areas are this background, right? So I might do this if I'm just going to cut this thing out and use it, but if I'm going to try to keep that background, I probably wouldn't use this one. You can also go in here and change these output levels to try and soften it a little bit, that kind of thing. Alright, so again, here's my adjustment layer with levels. I don't think I really want that, so I'm just going to delete it. So now we're back to the way it was before. So maybe the last one I'll just demonstrate really quickly here is, let's go in here and go to curves. And curves is the one that kind of gives you the most sort of detail, if you will, about how you're going to change the nature of your picture. So, you know, if I crank this down, you can see that this slider here adjusts overall input on that side, and then adjusts the overall input on this side too. And so again, we're going to get a lot of artifacting and blowing out of details if we crank that around too much. But curves allows you to kind of crank a curve like this, and then another curve like that one. You can adjust these curves all over the place, and you'll see it does all kinds of things that'll change the nature of your picture, right? So, I mean, these are just a few of the ways that you can adjust like a bad picture and try and bring some detail out of it. You can combine them together in different components. You can see here this has given us our warning that our histogram is all messed up. You can also hit auto curves, and it'll kind of do that for you a little bit automatically. So those are just a couple of the ways that you can sort of try to adjust a bad photo. I'll show you another couple of examples of other things that you can do in the next set of tutorials.